So you remember how I told you there are these hidden books of the Bible that were taken out of the Bible for unknown reasons by a specific religion because they did not want people to know these stories? I have already shared with you the story of where giants came from, or the Nephilim, the real story of Adam and Eve. But I think this story that I'm going to share with you is one that people really need to hear. How many times have you asked yourself, what really happened between Satan and God? I'm almost 100% certain most people have heard the watered down version of why God and Satan parted ways. So what I find the most interesting about uncovering these details about the true history of God and Satan, or which I believe to actually be factual knowledge, is that the story is completely different and Satan's name is even different too. And it doesn't surprise me, because one thing that this religion does, who hid the books of the Bible, is change things to try to make him seem like they're their own. So for one, Satan's actual name is Satan, and it is said that he was actually one of the two sons of God. So one was Satan and the other one was Christ. But the story says that Satan actually existed before Christ. It is said that Satan was of the highest of highs. He was God's right-hand man, and he had so much esteem that God actually used him for many tasks. He was God's steward. So Satan was upset with his position, and he rebelled against God, his own father, and he persuaded other angels to do the same. Satan, who was said to have been God's son before Christ, persuaded these angels, and God found out and cast everyone out of heaven. And Satan was said to be so powerful that when God casted him out, he'd wandered amongst the veil of darkness until he decided to create his own world. He created a second heaven, and this second heaven was the universe. It goes on to say that Satan created the physical world with all of its misery and suffering. Satan, which is also an acronym for Satan, was said to have actually created Adam. And Satan was said to have created Adam out of water and earth. But unfortunately, in Satan trying to create Adam to be his right-hand man, it proved that Adam was defective. Adam did not partake in any of the rebellion that Satan tried to make him do, and this is why he went to Eve as a serpent and got him to eat the fruit. This is the fruit that caused Adam and Eve to be banned from the garden. See, Satan tried to breathe air and life into Adam, and it trickled out and became a serpent, which was the serpent-like tongue that he used to tell Eve to eat of this forbidden fruit. That's not the only version. There are 3 to 4 plus versions of this character named Satan in the Apocrypha, and I'm going to tell you the other one really quick. So the other one is that he actually created Adam, but he could not animate him. So Adam laid 300 years motionless, lifeless, and with no spirit. Thus, Satan roamed throughout the world eating unclean animals, and he came back and vomited into Adam's mouth, which gave off something completely different. So if you ever want to know why this is not in the Bible, it's because it literally talks about Satan possessing Adam. By Satan doing this to Adam, Adam's soul was corrupted and defiled and imprisoned. And after he created this possessed version of Adam, he used this to do unspeakable acts to Eve with a serpent's tail, and this is why Cain and Abel were created. And if you know anything about Cain, like I said in my last video, he had a murderous spirit, and he is said to have killed Abel, and this is where the Nephilim come from. I'm gonna do another part on this, and let me just say, I understand if you guys are like, what the hell? But I'm just educating, because this is knowledge from books of the Bible that we're taking out. So there's a reason they took them out. I'm not saying everything's 100% true, but I'm saying you guys should probably read them.